you guys. Thanks for joining us. If you are joining us live, thank you. Thank you. If you're watching the replay, we appreciate you. And I just want to commend you. I had a really long conversation today with someone about when we are around other people in a like-minded environment, our vision grows, our excitement grows, our courage grows. I Today I have a little group that I've been working with, another couple directors that we've been figuring out some text parties, and I had some negative thoughts in my head today about, and so I just got on that text thread, and all I said was, I'm so grateful to be around people who want to work, and my whole attitude changed. So I'm commending all of you for putting your place, and I'm commending all of us putting ourselves in a place to keep our head straight, right? So first, I get to do announcements. Look at me. I feel like a 5-year-old or something. I'm so excited. Announcements. And my unit knows I am not detailed. I had to look these up. Bingo, the bingo board. So what's so cool about this, if you haven't followed it, is Mary Kay put it out with just 2 challenges every week. And then all the winners can go into a drawing. Here's why I love this. If you're behind, you can go and catch up, but all you got to do is one thing and you feel excited, right? At the beginning of this year, with my daughters, instead of making vision boards, we made bingo boards. And one of my daughters did one just for January. She said, I need to get a win as much as I can. So it was like working out one day. As soon as you X that square, you're like, I got this. So the bingo, check it out on My Mary Kay, but the bingo squares this week are make a fragrance or body sale and post your Mary Kay journey using hashtag Mary Kay story. The company is doing so much about getting social media going. So that's the first announcement. The second is Rise and Radiate. So that is when you order 600 wholesale in a month. And this is the first month. And I'm telling you, get a win if we can. Work with your director. There's so much time. But when you do that 4 months out of 6 through July, you get standing recognition at seminar, 5 months of sash, and 6 months of bag. And we saw that bag at leadership. I couldn't tell what it was going to look like in the pictures. It is attention getting. I mean, it is like, dang, you will want this bag, whether you're fancy or you're natural, you can use it for so many things. And I wanted to tell you this just super quick. I keep looking at my time. The directors also have a challenge. We have that same challenge, but we have a challenge for our unit. And it is to grow our units by 10, 20, or 30%. And I usually don't share a lot of the director challenges with my unit, but I want to share it with you because we're all on the same team. As our units grow and your teams grow, it builds that momentum and that excitement, and that belief and that fun, and it enriches the lives of women. So all of our units have a personal goal about team building, and I know you guys do as well, but I just wanted you to know that we're part of the game as well. We're in it with you. Third announcement, Star Consultant. Who's on target for Star with 400 in? Anybody? I know we have Taisley's a new qualified, so I know she has 600. So yay! There is so much time. We really have until March 15th to finish Star Consultant. It seems like there is so much time. And Allison reminded us that anything can be a theme for our sales, but this is such a great quarter to be a star. And then my last announcement. Did I miss anything so far? Did I misstate anything? Do I need to correct any of my words? So this is National Give Up stage of the month. And I am just making you aware so that you do not give up because there is so much time left in this month. As we get closer to the end, sometimes it's hard to see how our goal from the beginning of the month is going to come. I see Elizabeth shaking her head. Like we've all been there and we are there sometimes. And so this is our sisterhood. This is our family here. We're encouraging each other. You are not quitting. I'm like Allison. I'm football. I'm sports. You are not quitting. Somebody needs to get in my face, say, you are not quitting, Susie. There's so much time left in this month. So if you have to give yourself a pep talk, call your director if you need one, or get ChatGPT, put it on audio and say, I need a pep talk. And it will give you a pep talk. And you can say, I want an athlete get your butt moving pep talk, or I want soft and gentle, I need encouragement. You tell it what motivates you. I am motivated by doing, Susie. So, guys, when we meet next week, we are going to say, I made it through National Give Up Week and I did not give up. All of us. Okay. So, recognition. You're amazing. First of all, we had a challenge before the directors went to leadership, which was amazing. I came home fired up, if you can't tell. Did anyone hit their 5 booking challenge? Like wave your hand so we can cheer for you. Anyone? Their 5 booking challenge? Remember you have 5 appointments on your books? Anyone? Allison Lieberger, you're supposed to be waving your hands, right? Yes, she did. And I'm
Yeah, but Susie, that was over a 2-week period. So I'm not sure if that was the 5 by the Friday.
It was.
Oh,
You
okay.
won it before I went to leadership. Yes. Did anybody else win it?
Someone
Because I have your
did.
prize.
Emily
Truly from leadership. It's a dish towel and it says, praise the Lord and pass the biscuits. Praise the Lord, Lard, from Nashville. Because Allison may be joining us next year at leadership. So thank you, Jana, for throwing out that challenge because she did it. And so that leads me into recognition. So number 3 of our top amazing 3 units she is going to be shocked by this. I'm so proud of this woman, Teresa Shepard. Woo woo! So she's falling out of her chair. So Teresa is a master at fighting negative thoughts in her head. And we all have them. We all do because we're all human. So I was looking at your points. She has had a little, so Teresa, unmute yourself. I'm going to ask you a quick question. She has overcome some physical health challenges. She is not in the most ideal, positive environment at work, and she is still going. So what is on the spot, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but what's a tip or what's something that you do to keep your brain in the right spot when you catch it going off the trail?
I guess when I catch it, I literally tell myself, no, we're not going there. You know, this isn't how it is. Because I have listened to enough, and you and I have talked about this repeatedly. When I start, and I did go down those rabbit holes for a while because of the physical injuries and everything that's still happening right now. I know it, and I stop it. And I even told Eddie today, it's Mary Kay's my motivation. I couldn't quit if I want. How many times have I said I've got to be done with this? So I went to the drive to the bank and he goes, hey, next time you order, I need this and this. I mean, I'm at the bank dropping off a deposit. That's what makes it worth it to me. Killer orders? No, I'm not going to get. It's not that. It's that recognition that we've slow and steady. I've worked it. And I told my husband today, I have got to start kicking it with Mary Kay because I have got to get out of where I'm at.
So, Allison and I, and Allison and Jana and Lori are all going to love having you as a director with us next year at leadership because that will get you out of that job. And it's only up here. It's only belief. You guys, I'm so fired up about this dang belief thing. It's only up here. So, Teresa, I'm so proud of you. And I'm so proud I got to be the one to introduce you because you are a warrior. You're a warrior. Those negative thoughts, you don't let them win. So I love that about you. Okay, our number two, congratulations to Elaine Kozlowski. Did I say it right, Elaine? Is she
So
on?
Elaine's not on, but it's Kozlowski, but she does watch the replay.
Oh, good. Yay, Elaine.
Yeah.
So, Allison Carter, do you want to say anything about her? I saw the highest part of her points were from reorders. Is there anything you want to affirm her since she watches it?
So I love Elaine. She has been with me for a long time, and she is one of our most consistent consultants that we have for years. And so I love that about her. She's coming off of a really great season of like the adopted grandparent, which she really has done a great job with. And she just works steady and consistently and works on a star every quarter and hitting her 600 every month. And I think she's mastered how to do that, what she needs to do. And she sometimes battles not feeling well. And so, working when you can so that you can know that you're going to hit your goals by the end of the month. So good job, Elaine.
Yay, Elaine. We're so happy for you and inspired by that persistence and consistency for sure. And our number one, and what is so impressive about this is her points came all across the board. So I'm going to talk about her for a second. Our number one, Allison Lieberger, with 2 new team members. And that alone could have put her at number one because you get a lot of points for team members. She held appointments. She had bookings. She worked full circle. She didn't just rely on her, oh, I had one win. She worked it all through. And so, Allison, I was wondering if you could just share a smidgen about working full circle, the importance or how you do it or what tip.
You probably know what I'm going to say. Trust the
don't.
process, because it's what you and Felicia have taught me. It's like, okay, you don't need to fix it. Like Mary Kay already has this all figured out. Mary Kay is a skills taught. Everything can be learned. And so if you learn from your mentor, you learn from your recruiter, if you just apply that, which, sometimes we have to remind ourselves or whatever. That's why I'm so happy about this new, where we have these other 2 units, because you do hear maybe a different way of doing the same thing, but maybe in a different way. So it kind of refreshes you or renews it, or maybe your customers then don't see it the same way. But for me, because I'm a single income household, the finances are a must. It's not a luxury. And so I'm very excited about it. It's just very refreshing.
You guys, I'm just going to tell you, Allison is the absolute spirit of Mary Kay. And I never met Mary Kay, but the service that she gives her customers and the heart is truly over the top. And my unit that knows her would agree with that. Where I have seen growth this year for sure, Allison, or it's only January, but this seminar year is your full circle, is you're doing more consistently, and I just love that. She will take a party and then book a foundation matching. And I was like, Allison, a foundation matching? She goes, oh, no, it's not. They think it's a foundation matching. But I say, oh, I'm coming over. You might as well just get a couple friends. And then we do skincare anyway. It's a party. She's booking a party. But she's not saying someone book a party. Like, she just weaves it in so, so beautifully. And she is consistent. When she said, trust the process, she reminds our unit of that a lot. I heard a business coach say one time recently, and this hit me, you don't need to have an A+ day and kill yourself and take 2 weeks off. A B steady, a B average day, 5 days a week is so much more than an A+ day one day. And I needed to hear that because I'm at A, let's do it. And then nothing happened. And Allison is, let's do it. And she does. She's like that turtle, although she's always in the lead. She's not behind. And so, Allison, we are so proud of you. And, it is not too late to be on that Queen's Court of Sales. God knows how. That big old purple ring is going to look great on you. So that's what I have. I think it's 7:15. I just want to encourage all of us together, when we're together, like on this Zoom, it's like playing Red Rover. We are locking hands and we are finishing this month strong. What did you start this month of? I'm talking to myself as well. Doesn't matter what it looks like. We got lots of days left this week to be steady and do it, fight the doubts, and win our goal. So, Jana, our tech director, do I turn it over to you now?
Yes, ma'am. Oh my goodness. Okay, Susie, your energy, way to light us up tonight. And Allison and all of our top 3, congratulations, ladies. Great job. Okay, now I had to speak here for just real quickly because I've learned some new tech skills. If for some reason you cannot hear the audio once I get it started, somebody start waving at me. Okay? Does that sound good? All right, here we go. We're going to play our video.
So, have you ever had a moment where something inside you just knew it's time? Not change the direction of my future. I've been in Mary Kay for 19 years now, but my Mary Kay story began long before I ever ordered my own starter kit. It actually started 39 years ago when my mom made the decision to become a Mary Kay beauty consultant. At the time, I was 5 years old and my brother Scott was 2. And my mom originally joined to earn extra money so she could put me in piano and dance lessons.
Are you all able to watch the video and listen? Okay. Hold on just
Can't hear it.
Okay, hold on just a second. All right, we're going to try this again. I apologize. I even went to school this week for this. So let mama try it again. Oh, you know what? I apologize, friends. I opened it up in the wrong browser. So, did y'all know that that is a thing? So, hold on one hot minute. I've got to open this up, get the link, and then I will be right back. Thank you all for all your love and patience. I feel like we should be playing elevator music as I do this. Okay, we're going to have action happening within seconds, my friends. Okay, here we go. Is everybody ready? The suspense is crazy. The suspense. Here we go. It's happening. Does everybody see Kristen? Okay. Now, wave at me if you cannot hear her or see her. If something is amiss, please say something, okay?
So, have you ever had a moment where something inside you just knew it's time? Not someday, not when everything feels perfect, but now. Well, hi, I'm Kristen Sharp, National Sales Director, and I've had several of those it's time moments in my life, and every single one of them changed the direction of my future. I've been in Mary Kay for 19 years now, but my Mary Kay story began long before I ever ordered my own starter kit. It actually started 39 years ago when my mom made the decision to become a Mary Kay beauty consultant. At the time, I was 5 years old and my brother Scott was 2. And my mom originally joined to earn extra money so she could put me in piano and dance lessons. But not too long after she started her business, she became a single parent. And Mary Kay became our livelihood. If my mom didn't work, we didn't eat. If she didn't hold parties and appointments, we didn't have food, clothing, or a roof over our head. So she was extremely motivated to work. So when people talk about their motivation or their why, I understand it deeply. My mom didn't start her Mary Kay business because it was convenient. She started because she realized it was time. Time to provide, time to take responsibility for our future, and time to build something that gave her control. Now looking back, I know it wasn't easy. She had disappointments, she had discouragement, she had seasons where things didn't go her way, just like all of us. But I'm so grateful that I got to watch how she handled those moments, because her career didn't just provide for me and my brother, it shaped who we became. Mary Kay wasn't just my mom's job, it was our family business. And we worked with her, we helped her. And even at 5 years old, I had responsibilities. My first job was to label all the products, and I did an exceptional job. And as I got older, my responsibilities grew. And, we always had a goal poster hanging right next to my mom's goal poster. And we even had quarterly prizes that we were working toward right alongside her. When my mom was working for her first Mary Kay career car, I was working for a hot pink scooter, and my brother Scott was working for a Fisher-Price bubble blowing lawnmower. I'll never forget. And our first job was simple. It was to go to the baby center and don't cry. In fact, we got paid $1 every time we went to the baby center while my mom held a Mary Kay appointment. We tracked it in our little gold jar, and we would fill in a thermometer with every dollar. So even at a young age, I understood something important. This wasn't just a job. This is what happens when someone decides it's time to go all in. You see, our family Mary Kay business paid for traveling sports teams for me and my brother, our first cars. It allowed us to graduate college debt-free. And even though I grew up watching the success that my mom had in Mary Kay, and I was blessed to have grown up pink, like I call it, I wasn't sure that Mary Kay was for me. So after college, I went after what I thought was my dream job, to work for the New York Times bestselling author and leadership speaker, John C. Maxwell. Maybe you know him. Well, I love leadership. I grew up listening to his CDs in Mom's pink Cadillac. Yeah, I said CDs. I think before that it was tapes, like cassette tapes. But I called John's office 75 times, and I got 74 no's until I finally landed a job at his office. And what I realized later is this: I didn't take the rejection personally. I understood that each no wasn't about me. It was just part of the process. And I understand now why I could respond in that way. I had already watched this before. I had watched my mom hear no in her Mary Kay career over and over again. I watched her build from the ground up, party after party, goal by goal, all the way to national sales director. I had seen firsthand that no wasn't the end of the story. It was just part of the process. So when I was calling John Maxwell's office and hearing no again and again and again, I actually wasn't discouraged. I was actually conditioned to keep showing up, conditioned to stay professional, conditioned to trust that consistency eventually leads to a yes. And without even realizing it at the time, I was developing one of the most important skills I would ever use in my own Mary Kay business: the ability to keep moving forward without letting no stop you. So at 23 years old, I moved across the country from Washington State, the one by Oregon, to Atlanta, Georgia, to work for John Maxwell. I didn't know a soul. I actually found a roommate online. I bought a car over the phone, and none of those were like normal at this time, okay? I loved working for John. I learned so much, but my schedule was brutal. I traveled 5 to 6 days a week. I was rarely home. I was eating off like the dollar menu. And looking back, I'm grateful. I'm actually grateful that I got tired of staying in hotel rooms. I'm grateful that I got discouraged. I'm grateful that I was broke, living paycheck to paycheck, because discomfort has a way of pointing you to truth. It forced me to ask better questions of myself, like, what do I want my life to look like? And what really matters to me? And that's when I realized it was time. Mary Kay had everything that I was looking for, and I could finally see myself in this business. So I called my mom and I told her that I was ready to order my starter kit. I'll never forget it. There was this like complete silence on the phone. I'm like, Mom, are you there? And after a long pause, she said, well, that sounds like a great idea, honey. So on June 1st, 2006, I became a Mary Kay beauty consultant. And the very first thing my mom told me to do was to hold a perfect start. She said, book 8 parties to hold at least 5, a perfect start. She told me that skincare parties were the answer to any question I had about the business. Now, in the beginning, I was actually totally against skincare parties. And to be transparent, I actually felt like I was above them. I had just worked for a New York Times bestselling author, and I thought I was going to come into Mary Kay and find like this new and better way of doing things. Well, when I started, my mom still lived across the country from me in Washington State, a 9-hour plane ride. And there was no like virtual new consultant training. There wasn't Zoom. There wasn't like FaceTime like we have today. And she told me, Kristen, book 8 to hold 5. That was like new consultant training. And well, I wanted to prove her wrong, like any daughter, right? My plan was to do parties just long enough to show her that there was a better, more profitable, faster way to build. Well, 19 years later, oh boy, turns out, oh my gosh, Mary Kay, Ash, and Mom were right. And I figured it out in the beginning that they were right. And this brings me back to my very first party, you guys. My hostess's name was Barbara, and I was pre-profiling the guest for her party. I realized that every single woman coming had bronze skin, and clearly I do not. And I had zero experience with bronze foundations, like no consultant training on that. So I called my mom in a panic saying, okay, Mom, what do I do? And she said, pull out all the bronze foundations and just put them on your face so you can understand the undertones. So literally I had them all slathered on my face and I still did not understand the undertones. Like there was no CC creams, okay? This was a little bit more intense. And of course the party started and we got to the foundation section and I looked around the room and I was like, oh my gosh, everyone is orange, like really orange. And they knew it wasn't the right color. I was frustrated. I was embarrassed. I was so uncomfortable that I didn't even do a table close. I didn't even share the opportunity. I was like, get me out of here. I just want this to be over. And they were saying, oh yeah, that's not the right color. Oh yeah, that's not right color. And then Barbara walked up to me and she said, Kristen, I want to join Mary Kay. And I said, you do? And she said, yeah. You don't even know what you're doing and you're not even giving people the right foundation shade and people are still buying products. Look at how much people are buying. I can totally do this, Kristen. Now, I didn't know if I should laugh or cry in that moment, but I learned one of the most important lessons of my career that day. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to jump in. And sometimes not having it all figured out is exactly what allows someone else to see themselves doing this. Barbara ended up being on my team for over 17 years, and she taught me how to find bronze foundations. She also showed me the importance of diversifying my team. But more importantly, she taught me that finding people that are skilled in areas you are not is not a threat. It's actually key to your success. And this is exactly why this season and this Kit and Commit challenge is so perfectly timed. From the very beginning, Mary Kay Ash designed this business to be built through skincare parties. The original intention was to book 8 and hold 5 within a 2-week period. Why? Because momentum matters. When parties are closer together, confidence builds faster. Skills sharpen quicker. Results compound. So when you're watching this and saying, yes, it's time, I'm ready to go all in, I want to encourage you to think beyond just one perfect start. Doing this Kit and Commit promotion, you have the opportunity to do multiple perfect starts. Not just 1, not 2, 3, or even, gosh, you could do 4 or more now through February 15th. Yes, there's recognition. Yes, there's the opportunity to earn a call with legendary National Sales Director Emeriti Linda Tupin and Pam Shaw. But more importantly, this is how top achievers are created. Now, before I close, I want to say this clearly because I understand. When I joined Mary Kay, my mom had already booked or recruited just about every friend or family member like we had. And there wasn't this big list waiting for me to contact. So if you're thinking, oh, I just don't have the friends or family to book, or Kristen, I don't know where to start, I want you to hear me. You are not behind. You just have to build momentum a little differently. So here's the math. A leads are people you already have a strong relationship with, and know that A leads book at about an 80% rate. Now there's also B leads. Now these are friends of friends or referrals from A leads, and they book between a 40 to 60% rate. And then there are C leads. These are cold leads, facial box leads, random warm chats, vendor booths, people you don't even know yet. And they book closer to a 20% rate. And with technology, that percentage can actually go down. Now, how did I figure this out? I tracked it. And a tracked number grows. So all leads are not created equal. And what I have found is that many consultants have been spending a lot of time trying to book C leads with a 20% booking rate. And only focusing on C leads can be time consuming and discouraging if you're not dealing with a large volume of leads. So understand the math. You can't expect C leads to perform like A leads without adjusting the volume. So once you understand that, the emotion comes out of it. Also know that even when you're at parties that are well coached, not all of them are going to hold. And that's not failure, that's just real life. That's why Mary Kay said, book 8 to hold 5. People reschedule, dentist appointments, hair appointments move. So the goal isn't perfection. The goal is to get good at the skincare party. So I want to encourage you to dust off your starter kit and move into action. Sit down and make your lead list, starting with A and then B and then C. And if you don't have enough, talk to your sales director about how to get more leads. Get masterful at booking from your bookings, because momentum doesn't come from waiting until you feel ready. Momentum comes from moving while you're learning. So if you've been waiting, overthinking, telling yourself you need more time, this is your moment. But more importantly, this is how top achievers are created. Looking back, the most strategic thing I ever did was fully jumping into the skincare party and committing to mastering it. Because everything I wanted from this business came from parties. Confidence, customers, team membership, directorship, cars, the million, national sales director. And the more parties I held, especially when I held them closer together, the faster I moved up the career path. Momentum doesn't come from doing one party really well. Momentum comes from doing many parties consistently. And some of you watching this today, you're standing at that same decision point. You've been thinking about the next step, the next goal, the next thing you keep circling. And if it keeps coming back to your heart, that's not random. That's clarity. And clarity is God's way of whispering, it's time. It's time. Time to decide, time to commit, time to move. It's your time, and you can do it.
All right, Susie, do you want to tell everybody which rooms they should be going into?
Well, I do, except I'm not sure.
It's
I
okay.
think,
I'll do
I
it for
think,
you. I can do it today, and then you can do it next time.
I know 5 is gold.
Yes. So if you have 1 or 2 appointments on your books, you're going to go into the bronze room. If you have 3 or 4 on your books, you're going to go into the silver room. And if you have 5 or more, you're going to go into the gold room. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and let y'all go in there. Wow. I can't wait to chat with the people in the room that I'm in, because that was such an amazing call. So, all right. Are the rooms open? Can you see them? Awesome. All right, ladies, we got to wrap it up by 7:50, 7:55 at the latest tonight. So we'll chat with y'all soon.